Right here on Ceasensekkle.
Yes, I Rasta. And my lad, we have a very, very good friend in the studio, Rasta.
Yes, I.
So if you are streaming, you're gonna be glad you are streaming today, and if you are listening, it's gonna be attacked like none other on any other radio show, Rasta.
Yeah, man, we have Heartical Spence joining us today talking about repatriation. Give thanks, greetings.
Yeah, man, greetings, Sister Naz. You know, Ridiq?
Yeah.
Respect every time.
Respect. We are so happy to see you here. I'm so happy to see you. You know, I met Heartical the first time in 2005, and I was just a little youth with my little locks there in the Africa Unite Symposium in Addis Ababa, and he was with Teddy Dan, and they were singing United States of Africa, and I'm like, I love that song. And then I got Kutapo in the massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, this is Heartical Spence. He first came to Kenya in the year 2000. Came back again 2002 with Teddy Dan on tour with the Tafari Rebel Band, and then he came again 2008, again 2011, and you know he had a child here in Kenya in 2016, and he got married in 2017 here in Kenya.
Yeah, man.
But most importantly, he's been living in Africa for the last 20 years. This year makes 20 years, yes?
Yeah, man, 20 years.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Ceasensekkle.
Yes, I.
Basically, you know, we want to hear your story. We did Repatriation Part 1, and we're telling people repatriation is possible.
Yes.
You can do it. It's not an easy road. We know there's a lot of challenges, but you can do it. So we want you to tell us a little bit about your repatriation journey.
You know, this is a long time story, and I say give thanks to Naz for bringing me here. And year 2005 was a blast.
Yes.
Naz, them time there was a young, firing young thing.
Yeah.
I think them time there was with Necessary Noise.
Necessary Noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she came over there, man, with the Bob Marley Symposium.
Yeah.
For his, was it 50th anniversary?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And, you know, it was a nice time. Give
Yeah.
thanks, you know.
Give thanks. And you came to live in Shashamane in what year?
I moved from the UK in 99, you know. But it's been a long journey still, because, you know, we got this consciousness about, you know, our black self.
Yes.
In the West out there, you know. In the 70s, in the time when Bob Marley was around.
Yes.
And, you know, Rasta was kind of prominent, and, you know, as young firing rebels them time there, you know, it's like,
Yes.
yeah, you could see something that, man, we had to hold on to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
There was a revolution brewing.
yeah, there was a revolution brewing for real, you know, because them time they would start to have a look at Natty Dread. And yeah, man, the music was vibrant. The music was telling the story and the history. Them time, I think our Roots came on the TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roots, the series, you know.
Yeah,
Kunta Kinte,
Roots, the
which
Kunta
also give us
Kinte.
which also give us a consciousness of ourselves.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So from them time then we started to, you know, get ourselves together, listen to the music.
Yes.
And, you know, one-on-one rasses from elders would teach us about Bible and things, which gave us a next consciousness, which kind of settled us down from being too rebellious. You know?
Yeah, man, because, you know, as a youth, man, when you start getting conscious, sometimes if there's no direction in the energy, you just want to go and, like, you know, mash up everybody.
Anything, anywhere.
Every time revolution, like, dash away everybody who's in your way because, you know, I'm a black man and you can't tell me nothing. But it's true. Give thanks still for Rastafari for giving the teachings and directing this energy, you know, because I could only imagine if it was me. I was the same way until I came to Ethiopia in 2005, and then I had to settle, you know, around the races, and then, okay, guys, the fire is there, but you have to know which direction to take it.
Yeah, man.
So you came to Shashamane in the year 1999.
Well, I came here to live. I went there to live in 99. Now, the first time I went to Shashamane was 1986.
Wow.
Because, you know, I think that's about 34 years or something like that, you know, which was because, you know, being a part of the 12 Tribes of Israel, we've been talking about repatriation from a longer time, which also linked now Bible, the same Bible we was reading. It showed us, I believe, saying Princess Wakeshi was on here.
Yes.
You know, you were telling us you was Benji and black.
Yes.
You know,
What tribe are you from?
I'm Simeon.
Simeon. May. Yeah, man.
and
My
I come
father
from
is
Gold,
Simeon.
you know?
Ear.
Yeah, the ears.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
man.
see, guys, I know my tribes.
Yeah,
Please
for
learn
sure.
your tribes as well, so you can catch up and know what you're aligned and what you were born on this planet to do. It's really important. Yeah.
man.
So came to Shashamane.
So Shashamane 86. That was as a visit. You know, in the times of the biblical times when the Israelites were sent onto the land, Joshua,
yes,
Caleb, to spy out the land, at least see. Yes. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be talking about somewhere and talking to people, and you know, and you've never seen it.
Yeah, man.
Marcus Garvey never saw it.
Yes.
But now the amount of people were following. We say, well, you know, wise man tell us, say, we must go and see.
Yeah.
And so when we come back now with a story, we can tell the people then what we've seen. So 1986 was the first time I went.
Yeah, man, guys, we have Heartical Spence. You can hear he went 1986 for the first time in a Shashamane. Then 99 he moved there, and he has been living in Africa since then. And we'll be talking more to him. He's also a 12 tribes brethren from the tribe of Simeon. So, you know, if you have any questions, please write on the Facebook page. Do you have questions for the brethren? Write on the page, and we will be asking him when we come back.
Rasta, you are locked on Vibes Radio. The show is Ceasensekkle, and we have the one and only a good friend, and on top of that, a repatriator to Africa, Rasta. We have Heartical Spence with us today, Rasta, in the studio. Yes, I. So, Heartical, let me ask you a quick question, Rasta. Like, how was it in repatriating, Rasta, from Western to Africa? Because I know from the Western world, you know, it was already the Western, Rasta, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the first thing that clicked to me was I asked one of the brethren, and when I went there, I'm still going to go back to 86 and come back.
Yes.
You see, I asked him when he first reached, and he said to me, the living starts when your money runs out. And that's so I kind of understood what was going on, what was expected of me now, because obviously now you're coming from a place where it's built up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you're coming to a place where they have gari, which is the horse-drawn cart.
Yeah, man. You know? They have guys wana kitu inaitwa gari in Shashamane, actually in Ethiopia, and gari ni kama cart. It's like a cart with a horse. Ni mkokoteni na farasi. Yeah, so that's what he's talking about when he says gari.
Yeah, the gari in Ethiopia, like says a horse-drawn cart. So is a thing now where I was used to having a car. Drive taxi, do all kind of things. No, I'm on a horse-drawn cart, and it takes me now the whole day to go to town. Katama, as they call it, you know, go to town and come back. Well, you know, them time there, the land was kind of empty. There wasn't much buildings around, you know. The development didn't start until the road went through from Addis, coming all the way through to Moyale. When
King's
that road,
Highway.
the King's Highway. When that road came through, now a little more development started, you know. But at first, it was an eye-opener. But because I'd been there before, I was kind of, that was the idea of going there and seeing and going, being able to tell the people in the West what it was kind of like, the liberty.
Yes.
Now, I've always seen myself as an example to those who come from there. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, and if you could do it in 1999 and be a brave enough man to just leave during that time. Let me tell you guys, 99 Shashamane ilikuwa kama shags.
Ikuwa si kama. It was actually shags. It was bare land.
So Heartical Spence left somewhere that was so developed, and he wasn't moving. He wasn't repatriating to Nairobi, where it's a big city and a big town and what. He was going to Shashamane, and I've been there, so I know that is a very, very like brave move to do. You know, can you tell us, like, for you, what is the biggest challenge that you have faced up till this moment? When you first came, what was the one thing that you were never prepared for, and then you found yourself dealing with?
I have to deal with, I guess it was the immigration situation.
It's an important situation to discuss, because we can sing all we want about repatriating, but there's some immigration things that you have to know about right?
Yeah.
And the system.
And it's a system that is worldwide, I do believe. You know what I mean? But for us now who, you know, we have our history of being taken from Africa to the West.
Yeah.
During the Bible times, the Hebrew Israelites, they left from Canaan. They were taken down into Egypt.
Yeah.
400 years they were down there. When they left Egypt 400 years later, what were they? Were they Egyptians or were they still Israelites?
They were still Israelites.
Hebrew Israelites.
Yes.
So what we find difficult now is that we were taken from Africa, black like everybody else.
Look like a Kenyan man.
Look like a Kenyan. Everybody taught me Swahili regardless of what. You know what I mean? But now, you are governed now by what your passport says.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And your passport, if it's a British passport, you have then the deal with you that way.
You have to pay visa to come.
Pay visa to come, you know what I mean? Which is very difficult for us.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Shashamane now and the respect that we have for Ethiopia, even lately, it was difficult during the early times because there was man who went there from Jamaica like 40, 50 years ago. You know what I mean? And they really got the hard times.
Yeah, man, because they could not leave. You have to understand, guys, people repatriated 40, 50 years ago could not leave to go see their family, to visit the sick, to bury their parents or their brethren. They were not allowed because once they came to Shash, they gave up whatever citizenship they had, and even some of them passports had expired and couldn't go. So enough respect to the elders, you know, who came to Shashamane long time, and big respect, Heartical, because I've seen you around for a long. You've become like a brethren, even though I don't see you so much these days, but always you're in the back of my mind. One of the first people I met with Teddy Dan. By the way, Heartical Spence, ni rafiki Teddy Dan, if you didn't know, with Teddy Dan. And I was so blessed to meet you guys in the first trip when I came to Ethiopia. And for me, it really opened a lot of things in my mind.
But you know, not cutting you there. Would you believe who called me while I was sitting there?
Teddy Dan?
Teddy Dan.
Yo! Man, vibration, Rasta vibration.
Rasta vibration.
Twice in maybe the last 5 years.
And today was one of them.
Yeah, the other time when I was in the UK, and he called me, and we got in touch, you know, but he called me just a while ago. So, you know, because I still have to make a trip back over there and sort out my things, because we were talking now about respect for even the Ethiopian government right now, because they have granted certain long-time Rastas over 10 years who've been out there, the legalities, you know, they're giving now the ID card, which now allows us to travel. We can go in and out without having to get visa.
Man, that's a big victory, man, because and that, let me tell you, it wasn't an easy journey, because the Rasta have suffered for a long time, not being given their identification, being stuck, not being able to come across the border, even just to Kenya. Not enough brethren and sistren who want to come but couldn't come. And you know, this is a good move, and we hope it only gets more better and easier for the people who have repatriated. Guys, this is Ceasensekkle with me, Nazizi, the Roots daughter.
And I are Ridiq here, Black Jesus.
And we're speaking to Heartical Spence about repatriation, and we'll be talking more about that when we come back. And it just reminds me, it takes me to our memories, Heartical. Ethiopia, 2005. If you people didn't know, Teddy Dan is also repatriated, and he lives in Ethiopia. He lives in Shashamane, and I was so lucky to meet him. And the first time I met Teddy Dan, he was with Heartical Spence. And you performed a lot of times with Teddy,
man.
right?
Yeah, man. First time I know Teddy Dan is from like 1978, so we keep going back even further in history. You know? So we kind of grew up together still. You know?
Nice.
Yeah, man, that's nice. And you know, we are talking about this is Repatriation Part 2 here on Ceasensekkle, and we are talking to Heartical Spence, who repatriated 20 years ago. And you know, I cannot talk about you without bigging up Chaka, because Chaka is Heartical Spence's son, and this boy is a little drummer boy. When he sees drums, he go crazy. So you guys, world, watch out for Chaka. He's coming up soon, drumming and, you know, following this lead of his father, who's also a great musician. And we'll be playing more of his music on VybezRadio coming up, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So we're talking to Heartical. Heartical, you see, back in 1993, there was the first Pan-African congregation in Abuja. They had they were trying to get information. They were trying to get Africans to get reparations on them who are enslaved and taken home. So I want you to let us know about reparations, because I believe repatriation and reparations go hand in hand.
Yeah, repatriation is about people coming home back into Africa. You know? Reparations now is being remunerated for the wrongs and things that was done to us back in those times. Because you know the Jews back in the time of the Holocaust, they also got reparation, you know, for compensation for certain things that happened to them, which was recognition that it took place. You know, for many years people don't want to recognize that these things take place. Definitely. Well, slavery definitely took place, because many people have made many millions from that. Some of the great stately houses you see in England, in Kenya, you know, is from slave. You know, the sweat of our back still, you know. So down the line, someone should recognize that and pay up. And pay up, you know, because it can be beneficial. You know, for us to come home and even to be recognized that, we have something that even to offer monetarily.
Yeah, man.
You know, because how can you be a slave and expect it to be now the richest man on earth? Because investment, even in this country, for a foreigner, as they would call, is $100,000 US. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who has $100,000 in their back pocket now ready to just do certain things? You know.
No.
Yeah, man.
So with the idea and things what they have granted us in Ethiopia, it takes away having to invest as a foreigner. You can now invest as local people.
As local people.
Yeah.
And that's a big move, because if you want people to repatriate and they're not able to do business or to make money, and in Ethiopia, you must know for a long time there was no Western Union, there was no Nitumie do I'm stuck here in Shashamane. You couldn't do that. Only money was allowed. You couldn't really get money from outside. It's different now, but imagine not allowing the people to run a business unless they have $100,000 US. This is Rastaman, man. Where you expect a Rastaman to get $100,000 US? Come on now, But also wanted to ask you something. What is special about Kenya to you?
Kenya to me?
Yes.
Well, I tell you, there's a funny story, because years ago in the UK, some Asian kids came and lived next door, and they were from Kenya.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, man, Kenya. Me, I'm black and I'm not even from Kenya. So I said, one day I must go to Kenya. And, it's just something that was within me. So when I came here in the year 2000, I fell amongst my brothers and sisters. Wakeshu was one of the first people I met.
Yes.
And they looked after me well, because we're part and parcel of TTI, and we look after our own still as well. As Rastafari, especially in them time, because it was even difficult for them too at the time. So to see me coming through now was even strength for them, because so long as they'd been talking about Rasta, but now to see someone really come from foreign and repatriate and come home is an inspiration to them also. Because everybody has been through their struggle. As Africans, you know what I mean? Through the same colonializers.
Yes.
We've been through the same struggle. So the Rastaman has been defending this thing and saying, well, Africa, Africa, Africa. Even Ethiopians would tell you, say, we were defending the Ethiopian flag while they couldn't even talk, because during the time of Mengistu and after His Majesty, they couldn't talk about.
Yeah, they were afraid,
things, So we kind of stood up for that, you know? So now, Kenya, to me, as part of even the OAU, Kenyatta, His Majesty, and
Kwame Nkrumah,
set up the OAU. So we have brothers and sisters from around the world. It's just really now for even Africa as a whole to even recognize, say that we are Africans who would like to return.
Yes,
how Ethiopia has done after so many years still, because like Naz said, we was there without any ID or anything. The only great thing about Ethiopia is they never threw us out.
Yes.
Because I would tell you the truth, immigration came at least 3 times when I was there and took down everybody's names, how long you've been here, blah, 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 because they've been talking about, giving the status.
Yeah, man. But I think it's the power of Rastafari as well. Man. And when we were speaking about repatriation part 1, I said, personally, most of the people who I know who defend repatriation, who have repatriated, are Rastafarian, and they're never afraid to shy away from the fact that Africa is home, and we need all this love from the Rasta. You guys need to spread it so wide, because we want people to come back home, and a lot of love online. We have Batista Kinoti saying big up to Heartical Spence, Victor Apollo saying big up Heartical Spence, repatriation is a must, and a lot of people just saying, someone asked, is he related to Sonia Spence? But I don't even think that is a question. But, everybody's on saying good vibe, good positivity. We are locked trying to find out about repatriation. And that's what we're doing here on Ceasensekkle. And, we'll be coming back one more time. So if you have a serious question for Heartical Spence, please write it on our Facebook page so we could ask him before he leaves. We've been discussing his challenges, why he loves Kenya, why he loves Shashamane. And yeah, man. guys are listening to music, we're deeper and deeper, and then producer is in my ear like, usimulize sahi, ngoja kwa. Yeah, man, but we give thanks. And just a note for people, let's say, around the world who want to repatriate.
Yeah.
What would you say, Heartical Spence? What would be your message to people who are afraid of coming or are still thinking who are saying, buy me a ticket and I'll come?
I mean, people do say that still, you know.
Yeah.
I was buying a ticket. But now, I would just tell them, say, make the trip, because you will be pleasantly surprised. That is not exactly how the media portray it, you know.
Yeah.
Because this is how they've been, the colonializers from back in the day. They portray Africa as somewhere where you can't come, there's just famine, there's just this, that. But you suddenly realize, even sitting in this studio here, that, you know, this is full of technology. And I know for sure that Kenya technology and Africa have technology. It's just that when some people, and we call no names or anything like that, you know, are in, have it in their hands to do, and they don't do it, it make it look like that's come and do it.
Yeah.
But you know, we here, you know, Africa awaits its creators, as we say. Yet I'm seeing say it's created.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What we have to do now is come in and pull our part now and do our little thing and add the little strength that we have with the strength of the people who are here already.
Yeah.
You know, because Rasta out there, we're talking repatriation, we want to come home. Most people, they want to come home, but they want to feel like they're accepted here.
Yes.
Sometimes you can feel unaccepted even by people who are here.
Yeah.
Usually on the ground level, it's airy. But usually when you go up now, as you're going up the ladder, it's like you get a little bit more pressure to say, well, you know, but for me, I feel I'm over that, because at the end of the day, you know, Rastafari, the earth is the laws and the fullness thereof, you know what I mean? And I am part of that. The earth is mine and the fullness of it, you know? It's only, the only thing it takes, as far as I'm concerned, is money. Now, taking a trip on an aeroplane from the UK, from Jamaica, it's not so easy for some people still, you know, because Jamaica is far.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Man.
And on Facebook, I see Chege Alios says, big ups Vibes Radio for standing up against all odds, coming up and offering the populace a chance to know Rasta better, and that will help Rasta everywhere stop being perceived to be negative. Yes, I Rasta. And he goes on and says, big up Heartical Spence for showing up on the show.
Heartical was saying, take the trip. Yes?
Yeah, man.
Just get on the plane.
Man.
Come to Africa.
Come to Africa, see what's in the place and see what you can offer too.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean, and how you fit in. Because some people will just say to me, you know, what can I do when I reach? I ask them, what do you do?
What do you do?
Right.
What can you do for Africa?
Right. You know?
Yeah.
And that's basically, you know, what can you do for Africa? Come in, man.
Yeah, man. And who do you want to large up? Do you want to big up anybody?
Yes, Princess Wakeshu is one of those. I'd
Yeah,
like to
man.
big up. She's helped me throughout the years. Bokolos, Levi, Japila.
Yes.
Lavosti,
Yes.
Ras Benji,
Yes.
Jeriasha,
Hey,
Shaka,
my
Jawise,
brethren, big up, man.
Mystic Redemption Band,
Yeah, man.
Lion Cornerstone, Bruce Connection,
Yeah.
Nazizi and Ridiq. Names too
man.
enough to mention, you know.
I see, I see.
Big up
I
on the
give
self
thanks.
Heartical.
Yes,
And you know, because our conversation was really short, we're definitely gonna ask you to come back
Yes.
again.
Yeah,
I
man.
know the people are like bigging you up all over the
Crazy,
Facebook and
crazy,
loving the vibe.
yes.
And did you love the vibe today?
Yes, you know.
Feeling the vibe.
Yeah, man, feeling
This
the vibe,
is
man.
the positive vibe, the international headquarters
headquarters
of positive
Vibe.
vibration.
Yeah, man.